You know, there is one organ in your body that has been working for you every single minute since the day you were born. It doesn't ask for attention. It doesn't complain. It doesn't demand rest. It quietly filters your blood, about 50 gallons every single day. It removes toxins, balances fluids, keeps your minerals in harmony, and helps regulate blood pressure without you ever feeling a thing. That organ is your kidneys. And here's the part most people don't realize until much later in life. Your kidneys don't warn you early. They don't send sharp pain. They don't raise their voice. They keep working and compensating until one day they simply can't anymore. In fact, medical studies show that over 90% of kidney function can be lost before noticeable symptoms ever appear. That's not meant to scare you. It's meant to wake us up, gently. Because what's truly heartbreaking is this. Many people who develop kidney problems were never seriously ill. They didn't do anything wrong. They were simply living life, eating the way they always had, drinking what felt normal, following habits passed down through decades, habits that seemed harmless, habits that felt familiar, habits no one ever warned them about. And over time, those small daily choices quietly added weight to an organ that never asked for rest. Today isn't about blame. It isn't about fear. And it certainly isn't about perfection. Today is about awareness. Because when we understand what truly strains the kidneys, we gain something powerful. The chance to change course while there is still time. In this video, I want to gently walk with you through 6 everyday eating habits that slowly exhaust the kidneys. Habits many people over 50 are still following without ever realizing the cost. Not so you feel alarmed, but so you feel informed and empowered. Because even small changes, made calmly and consistently, can protect your kidneys for years, sometimes decades, to come. Let's begin. Habit 1. Eating too much salt. The quiet habit that tires your kidneys. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how food just doesn't taste right unless there's a little extra salt? Not a lot, just enough. That habit didn't come from nowhere. Most of us grew up with it. It feels normal, comforting, almost harmless. And for years, even decades, no one ever told us there could be a cost. Here's what quietly happens inside the body. Health research shows that the human body only needs about 1 small teaspoon of salt per day. But most adults consume double, sometimes triple, that amount, often without realizing it. Because salt hides. It's in sauces, canned foods, packaged meals, even foods that don't taste salty at all. And salt doesn't simply pass through. Salt holds water. That extra fluid increases blood pressure. And higher blood pressure means one thing for the kidneys. They have to work harder every single day. At first, the kidneys manage. They always do. They compensate. They adjust. They carry the load without complaint. But over years, that constant pressure begins to matter. Tiny filters inside the kidneys, the ones responsible for cleaning your blood, start to wear down. Not suddenly, not dramatically, just gradually. And here's the part that surprises most people. You don't feel this happening. No sharp pain, no warning signal, no moment where your body says, stop, which is why so many people are caught off guard later in life. Now here's the hopeful part, and this matters. When people begin reducing salt slowly and intentionally, something unexpected happens. At first, food tastes bland, disappointing, almost joyless. Most people quit right there, but those who stay with it for a few weeks notice something else. Their taste buds wake up. natural flavors return, vegetables taste sweeter, whole foods feel richer. It's not that food becomes boring, it becomes honest. This is why professional chefs protect their sense of taste so carefully. They know that true flavor doesn't come from excess salt, it comes from balance. And your body responds to that balance too. Even modest salt reduction has been shown to lower blood pressure by 5 to 10 points. Sometimes more. That small shift can mean less strain on the kidneys, less stress on the heart, and a much lower risk of silent damage over time. So this isn't about restriction, it's about relief. Giving your kidneys a lighter load, a steadier pace, and the chance to keep supporting you, quietly, faithfully, for many more years. And the next habit is one most people never connect to kidney health at all. And here's where things get even more interesting, because the next habit is one almost no one associates with kidney health. In fact, many people believe they're making a smart choice. They're busy, they want convenience, they want something quick, so they reach for foods that are already prepared. Habit 2, processed foods. When convenience becomes a silent strain, let's talk about foods that come ready to eat. Packaged meals, canned soups, deli meats, frozen dinners, fast food picked up on the way home. They don't feel dangerous. They don't feel excessive. They feel practical. And that's exactly why this habit is so powerful. Here's what most people don't see. Processed foods are not just higher in salt, they are designed to keep sodium levels high. Not for taste alone, but for preservation, texture, and shelf life. Some single packaged meals contain an entire day's worth of sodium, or more, before dinner's even over. And sodium isn't the only issue. These foods often contain industrial fats, sometimes called trans fats or ultra-processed oils. Over time, these fats damage blood vessels. They make arteries stiffer, less flexible, less able to deliver healthy blood flow. And the kidneys are extremely sensitive to blood flow. When circulation is reduced, the kidneys receive less oxygen, less nourishment, and less support to do their job properly. Studies have shown that people who rely heavily on ultra-processed foods have a significantly higher risk of high blood pressure, metabolic disease, and declining kidney function, even when calorie intake looks normal. That's the part that surprises people. You don't have to overeat to overload your kidneys. You just have to eat the wrong kind of convenience for long enough. And once again, this happens quietly. No immediate pain, no dramatic symptoms, just gradual strain on an organ that never gets a day off. Now here's the part worth paying attention to. When people begin shifting away from processed foods, even partially, something powerful happens. Fresh foods require less correction by the kidneys, less sodium to flush, less inflammation to manage. The kidneys don't have to fight as hard to keep the internal environment stable, and that matters, especially after 50. Because at this stage of life, the body isn't looking for extremes, it's looking for less stress. But here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. Because there's another habit that seems completely unrelated to food quality. Something many people think they're already doing right, and yet it quietly puts the kidneys under pressure every single day. That habit is about water, or more precisely, not drinking enough of it. And this next habit is one that almost everyone believes they don't have, because it doesn't feel like a mistake. It feels like life. Habit 3, drinking too little water. When not thirsty is already too late. Let me say something that may surprise you. Most people who are chronically dehydrated don't feel thirsty, not anymore. As we get older, the body's thirst signal becomes quieter. The brain simply doesn't send the alert as clearly as it once did. So many adults over 50 go through their entire day thinking, "I'm fine, I'm not thirsty." But inside the body, something very different is happening. Your kidneys rely on water to flush toxins, waste products, and excess minerals out of the blood. When water intake drops, the blood becomes more concentrated. That means toxins don't move as freely, waste lingers longer, and the kidneys have to work harder to push thickened fluid through microscopic filters. Over time, this increases the risk of urinary tract infections, kidney stones, and gradual loss of kidney efficiency. Medical research has shown that even mild, long-term dehydration can increase the likelihood of kidney stress, especially in older adults. And here's the part most people never connect. When you don't drink enough water, you may notice more frequent urination, burning sensations, or the feeling that you never fully empty your bladder. That's not the body getting rid of water, that's irritation, because bacteria are always present in the urinary tract. Water is what keeps them from settling in. Without enough fluid, they stay longer, multiply faster, and quietly inflame tissues over time. Now let's talk about something practical. A helpful guideline used by many clinicians is this: about 0.4 liters of water per 10 kilograms of body weight per day. And that means plain water, not coffee, not tea, not soup, just water. And here's something important. You should drink before you feel thirsty. Thirst is not a starting signal, it's a late one. By the time thirst appears, the kidneys are already under strain. But when hydration is steady and gentle throughout the day, the kidneys don't have to fight. Filtration becomes smoother. Waste flows more easily. Inflammation decreases. It's not dramatic, it's subtle. But subtle changes are exactly what the kidneys respond to best. And now comes the next quiet contradiction. Because many people say, "I drink plenty of fluids." And they do, just not the kind that helps. In fact, the next habit is something many people rely on to feel alert, focused, and productive. Yet it quietly pulls water out of the body and forces the kidneys to work even harder. That habit is drinking too much caffeine. And this next habit is one many people defend, not because they're careless, but because it helps them get through the day. Habit 4. Drinking too much caffeine. When energy comes at a quiet cost. For many of us, the day doesn't truly begin until that first cup. Coffee in the morning, maybe another midday, sometimes tea, sometimes an energy drink. It feels comforting, familiar, necessary, and in moderation, caffeine isn't the enemy. But here's what's rarely talked about, especially as we get older. Caffeine is a diuretic. That means it encourages the body to release water faster than usual. When you drink caffeine, fluid is pulled from your cells, sent to the kidneys, and flushed out through urine. You may notice you're using the bathroom more often. What you don't see is what that means for your kidneys. Each time this happens, the kidneys are forced to accelerate filtration. They don't get to slow down. They don't get to rest. Over time, especially in adults over 50, this repeated stimulation can increase kidney workload, particularly if caffeine intake isn't balanced with enough plain water. Research suggests that moderate caffeine intake, around 200 to 300 milligrams per day, roughly 1 to 2 cups of coffee, is generally well tolerated. Beyond that, the strain begins to matter. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but quietly. And there's another layer to this. Caffeine can raise blood pressure temporarily, and repeated spikes, even small ones, add stress to the delicate blood vessels that feed the kidneys. If hydration is already low, or salt intake is already high, caffeine magnifies the effect. It doesn't act alone. It compounds what's already there. Now here's the key insight most people miss. The issue isn't coffee itself. It's how much, how often, and what you drink alongside it. When caffeine replaces water instead of complementing it, the kidneys pay the price. But when caffeine is limited and followed by steady hydration, the body adapts far more gently. And yet, even people who reduce caffeine, drink enough water, and eat reasonably well often continue doing one thing they believe is healthy, something encouraged by many diets, something praised for strength and muscle, and that habit creates more waste than the kidneys can comfortably handle over time. That habit is eating too much animal protein. And this next habit is one that's often praised as healthy, strong, nutritious, even essential. And in many ways it is, but only up to a point. Habit 5, eating too much animal protein. When healthy becomes too heavy, protein has a good reputation. It builds muscle, supports strength, helps prevent age-related weakness. So many people over 50 are told, make sure you get enough protein. And they do. Steak, burgers, processed meats, organ meats, sometimes every day. What's rarely mentioned is what happens after the body uses that protein. Animal protein, especially red meat and organ meats, produces nitrogen-based waste products when it's broken down. Those waste products don't disappear. They must be filtered out of the blood by the kidneys every single time. When protein intake stays high day after day, the kidneys are forced into constant cleanup mode. Filtration speeds up, workload increases, and over time, that steady demand begins to matter. One byproduct in particular deserves attention: uric acid. High intake of animal protein can raise uric acid levels, increasing the risk of gout and kidney stones, both conditions closely linked to kidney stress. Studies have shown that diets excessively high in animal protein can increase kidney filtration pressure and accelerate decline in kidney function. Especially in older adults or those with early kidney changes they may not yet know about. And here's something subtle but important. Animal protein tends to acidify the body. The kidneys then have to work harder to maintain proper acid-base balance. That's why diets rich in vegetables, legumes, and plant-based foods often place less strain on the kidneys. This doesn't mean you need to eliminate protein. It means balance matters more than intensity. Many health professionals now recommend moderating red meat and rotating in fish, eggs, beans, nuts, and plant proteins, not to weaken the body, but to reduce the metabolic load placed on the kidneys. When vegetables increase, they help neutralize excess acid. When protein is spaced and diversified, the kidneys don't feel constantly pressured to catch up. And yet, even people who eat well, hydrate properly, limit salt, watch caffeine, and moderate protein often continue doing one thing that quietly undoes much of that effort. Something deeply social, culturally normal, often dismissed as just a drink. But inside the body, it changes blood pressure, sleep, heart rhythm, and places a heavy burden on both the liver and the kidneys. That final habit is drinking too much alcohol. And now we come to the final habit. This one is rarely talked about openly, not because it's rare, but because it's familiar, social, accepted, even expected. Habit 6, drinking too much alcohol. When just a drink is never just a drink. For many people, a drink represents relaxation. A glass of wine with dinner, a beer after a long day, a few drinks at a gathering. It doesn't feel harmful, it feels earned. And occasional alcohol for many adults may not cause immediate damage. But the problem is rarely the occasion, it's the pattern. Alcohol is processed by the liver first, but when the liver becomes overloaded, toxins remain in the bloodstream longer. And when that happens, the kidneys quietly step in to help. They filter what the liver can't handle. They manage fluid shifts. They compensate. Alcohol also raises blood pressure, disrupts electrolyte balance, and interferes with deep, restorative sleep. Many people don't realize this part. Even one evening of drinking can increase resting heart rate during sleep and reduce overnight recovery, a signal that the body's under stress. And stress doesn't stop at the heart. Over time, repeated alcohol exposure forces the kidneys to work harder in an environment that is already dehydrated, already inflamed, already strained. This doesn't mean everyone must give up alcohol completely, but it does mean that reducing frequency, quantity, and relying less on alcohol as a coping tool can significantly lower the burden on the kidneys. Especially after 50, the body doesn't recover the way it once did. What used to feel harmless now carries a deeper cost. Here's the thing. The kidneys are not dramatic organs. They don't demand attention. They don't send loud warnings. They just keep working, filtering, balancing, protecting you, until one day they can't. And by then, most of the damage has already been done. What makes this story hopeful is that kidney health is deeply connected to everyday choices. Not extreme diets, not harsh rules, just small, consistent shifts. A little less salt, more real food, enough water, moderation with caffeine, protein, and alcohol. These changes don't feel heroic, but they are powerful because the kidneys respond best to gentleness, to reduce stress, to balance. And when you give them that, they often give you back years of quiet support. So if this video made you pause, even for a moment, that's enough. Awareness is the first step, and sometimes it's the most important one. If you found this helpful, consider sharing it with someone you care about. Because protecting your kidneys isn't just about health. It's about protecting the life you still want to live.